If you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us. 'Cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Rough Cut Golf Podcast. Weirdly enough, this is not Peter Finch, this is Mick Warwick, and I'm here with Kieran Mulhall.
Yeah, we're a little bit light today, aren't we?
We are very light today. In fact, we're half as light as we normally are.
Yeah, with the table shrunk.
Everything is smaller, if you know what I mean. However, the guest on today's podcast is massive. And not only in the height sense, because that guy's tall, but also in the personality sense.
Yeah.
We don't have Peter and we don't have Jacob, both of whom are off enjoying themselves on some well-deserved annual leave. I believe Jacob is in bed because the Super Bowl was last night, and he stayed up to watch it.
Fair play. That's actually that's commitment.
That is commitment.
That.
I don't know whether he got the result he wanted because
I feel like he did because Chiefs were going to go 3 in a row, and I don't think people like Chiefs, so I think they wanted Eagles to win. So
right,
I'm pretty sure that's him.
Well, the Eagles a little bit. Do you know what's bad? Eagles are my team.
Yeah, Eagles are your team.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They were playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's how much I care. Were they underdogs then?
I feel like it was pretty even. I feel like they're going into it, obviously like Chiefs were the big ones in terms of like they've done it before and before again. And Eagles have, but a couple of years ago. So it was just like it was pretty even.
No one wanted them to win it 3 times in a row.
It was pretty even.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Well, the Patrick Mahomes of golf comedy.
Yeah.
Is today's guest on the podcast, Mr. Aaron Chewning. So without any further ado, we're going to go straight to that interview because it goes for a while. He's hilarious. Conversation's great. We get into TGL. We get into him filming with Tiger. We get into going viral. We get into everything.
Everything. And then a guest player at the end.
And there's guest player. So stick around for guest player. A Aaron Chewning special of guest player. Aaron versus Kieran. And it doesn't go the way you'd expect. Right, so let's go straight to the interview. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, get in the Discord, all the other stuff we're supposed to say. Here's Aaron Chewning.
Right, and we're here with Aaron Chewning from St. Andre. How are you, sir?
Yo, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Yeah, very good.
I imagine the weather where you are is a little better to the weather where we are. Have you got sunshine?
Probably. That's always true. It's a little overcast, but it's not dreary and super depressing. So
when was the last time you saw the sun, Kieran?
It's a while ago. Yeah, it's a while ago. Probably in Atlanta when we were last there.
Come on back. We got the sun for days.
Have you? Oh, great.
I feel like the last couple of times we've been to America, though, we have brought the kind of horrible grey weather with us.
Yes, very true, very true.
So
yeah, the PGA show was awful.
Yes, that was
supposed to be
bad.
Orlando, sunny, Disney World, and it was just the worst. Rainy, cold.
Yeah, we were supposed to play a very famous golf course and were not able to go to it. So we told everyone that video was coming and that we were looking forward to editing it and Pete was looking forward to playing it. And then we didn't get to go because it was raining. But the PGA show was cool.
Yeah, PGA show was cool, yeah.
Did you enjoy yourself? How many hands do you reckon you shook over the course of the kind of week?
I don't know. It's so many. I know I got 43 business cards. I counted.
No way. That is mad.
Yep.
People still use business cards.
They use business cards. I mean, that's the time to use it. It's just there's so much going on. That's the only way to remember interactions you had because it's just chaos. But yeah, I'm an extrovert naturally, but that was still that was everything I had.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I had to go just lay down before dinner and just take an hour just to reset. It's a lot.
Pete is not an extrovert, and so you can imagine how much he hates it. But he does like it when he sees someone else who from the north. He likes someone from the north of England, and he likes someone else who's done the kind of English-British PGA thing, doesn't he? So when he sees someone like, I played golf with him in Burnley like 20 years ago, he's like, that's a long-term conversation for Peter Finch.
Yeah, he comes alive.
Yeah, he loves it. So we are speaking as if everyone already knows you because we're pretty sure everyone already has seen you on the internet somewhere. But we want to start out with with your origin story. As if you are a kind of supervillain or a superhero of the golf media world. Do you want to tell us about how you got into golf, how you got into social media, how you got into what you do? Because we, on a regular basis, talk about how good your stuff is. And people always want to know how you got there and how you did it. So tell us how you got there and how you did it.
All right. I'll try to make it semi-brief. If you don't know anything else, just let me know. Stop me
we're
whenever. Okay, cool. I played golf forever. I was big into baseball growing up, so naturally, you're swinging stuff, playing some tennis, playing some golf. There's some transferable skills there. So kind of played in the background in high school, played for 1 year on the team. High school team was very bad. All the ninth graders were beating me, but I loved it. So that's always kind of been in the background. Love playing golf. Baseball stopped in high school. I'm not going to get my friends together to play baseball when I'm in college. So naturally, just start playing more golf.
You turned into a loner at that point,
For sure.
Yeah.
Big time. My heroes were the Lonely Island. I don't know if you know those guys. Comedy
Island.
troupe,
Yeah.
Andy Samberg. They joined Saturday Night Live when I was 14, and I used to love them on early YouTube, like first couple years of YouTube. And it blew my mind that now they're on SNL where, Chris Farley was and Dan Aykroyd and all these people I loved. So I remember that week being like, that's a job? You can make dumb videos with your friends and then make it to that height? So that's all I've ever done. So in high school, I started making dumb videos for my high school. Got to stand at the back of the room when it was showed to the school, hear people laugh. And I remember being like, I'm just going to do this forever. I went to film school so I can make dumb videos.
Right.
A lot of people I went to school with wanted to be, feature film directors. And I was like, I just want to mess around with my friends on the internet. So yeah, I've just figured out ways to do that my whole career. Vine was a big part of my story back in the day.
Love Vine.
Did you when we told Jacob, who's our head of content, that you were coming on the show, he said ask him about Vine, and then he sent us one. I wonder if I can find it.
Oh no,
he's what did he send us? I can't remember. I'll see if I can find it.
There's only 2 or 3 that probably still survive on the internet.
No way.
So. Maybe there's just a couple.
The name is Evan Essence.
That's one of them. Yep, classic Evanescence gag.
This is you. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's what I do. What's your name? The name's Evan. Evan Essence.
That's great. I love that.
So stupid. A lot easier to make
so
back then.
dumb, and I love it.
Yeah, just a cell phone in 6 seconds. It's a lot easier than what we do now.
Yeah.
So yeah, did that, and then worked at a couple of agencies as a creative director. I would just push clients into doing short form comedy stuff. That's just my favorite thing to do. So, that's kind of the origin story pre St. Andre, and then just fell in love with golf over COVID. Kind of fell back in love with it, like so many people did.
Great.
Get outside, safe way to see friends. There was a not great golf club south of Atlanta. I won't name names because I just introed it like that. But it was $1,500 for the year, unlimited golf.
Okay.
And I don't know.
That feels expensive.
What we're looking at, it's not. It's not at all.
I think in America that's quite cheap.
Right,
in America, over here that would be like
so cheap.
Yeah,
I would not. If it was expensive, I would not flex with that number. That would be insane.
Yeah. They'd be like, I only paid $100,000 a year to play.
No. It paid for itself in 3 months by how much we played.
Okay,
So we were playing 3 times a week, and it just became my favorite thing. So through playing so much, always working on short form content, naturally started to have some sketch ideas.
Naturally.
Had 3 or 4 ideas, so I went to a coffee shop to write out those ideas, and ended up writing like several pages, 8 or 9 pages of sketches. It just kept coming. So I was like, oh, there's so much here. There's such a good backdrop for jokes. So that was kind of the initial idea. Circled up, an Avengers of friends and creatives. Have 3 partners at St. Andre, and then talked to a bunch of people. George Bryan of the Bryan Bros called him several times because we did Vines back in the day together.
Yeah.
Called him several times, being like, "Is this dumb? Is this funny?
Could
this
lost?
be something?" Yeah. So there's several people like that just kind of helped coach me through it and encouraged me. So then I quit my job, took out a new credit card, worked on it for about 9 months before we launched. Kind of went all in on the idea, and I am so thankful that it's worked, at least so far.
Have you paid off that initial credit card investment yet?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
there we go.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
It's been good. And then Jonathan and Hannah, who you see in the videos, they're comedian actor friends of mine. I met Jonathan,
so that's another thing that Kieran has planned is like, how the heck do you 3? Because we I met you when we came and filmed for you guys when Pete was there for the Tour Championship in Atlanta. But I hadn't met Hannah and I hadn't met Jonathan either. So we met at the PGA show. You guys are all so different, but also creative and also smart. Like, how do you three meet? What circumstances come together so that all three of you end up in the same room?
Initially, I met Jonathan first. He was doing improv. I was doing stand-up on the same show. It was like a variety show about 10 years ago, and we just stayed friends. Atlanta has a great comedy scene. So eventually, a few years later, Hannah moved down from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Atlanta to get more opportunities in acting and comedy. So knew of her. She was making some funny TikTok stuff. I had a couple shoots pop up. So I was more on the directing side than in front of camera. I always have been for my career. So I'm always looking for, great video guys or actors to collaborate with. So we were kind of friends, knew each other in comedy circles. Then I had a couple projects come up where I hired Jonathan and Hannah as the talent.
Right, yeah.
Seth, who's on staff with us, shoots and edits all the
Yeah,
videos.
we met him. Yeah, he's great.
He shot and edited those videos. So we had the St. Andre crew together, 3 years before St. Andre started.
Right.
But it was such a fun dynamic, and what we got was so good that when St. Andre popped up, they were my first calls.
Yeah.
No one knew what it was. They didn't play golf, which is kind of a secret. We don't broadcast that. They do now. They've fallen in love with it.
They didn't play golf initially.
No, because I had no idea what we were doing. It was like I have a couple funny sketch ideas, and they're my funniest friends. But had to like, hey, let's get you golf shorts, Jonathan. Yeah. And so that's how it started. And then they were on the first shoot, and it went well. And it's like, maybe you guys should start playing some golf, because I think we're gonna have some opportunities.
I wonder if we go back, can you see? Because we were talking with the guys. In fact, the guys from Johnny O. We were talking with about when brands use models or actors who clearly have never played golf in their golf advertising. I wonder if we go back to like early St. Andre, we'll be able to see Jonathan and Hannah, maybe not, or did they get it straight away?
No, it took a minute.
Yeah.
And we're still working on some things. We're still tweaking some things. But I knew that. So early on, if anybody's swinging, it's going to be me.
Shoot them from here.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or even like putting. Early on, Jonathan had like two very separate hands, like a hockey
ice
grip.
hockey.
And I was like,
I was like
Happy Gilmore
grip.
together. Happy Gilmore vibes.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Hannah's fallen so in love with it. Her and her girlfriend played nonstop.
Yeah.
And she's gotten so good. She shoots around 90.
Wow.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, she's just an athlete. So it's been impressive to watch. But they both love it now.
Yeah, so you guys have such like a unique sort of content in the space that's amazing. One that you've had so many sort of like viral ones go out, and then looking at it more recently, like the DP World Tour stuff. Like, how was that? I mean, just from speaking to a fair few people, they were like saying, "Oh, I watched that 5 minute St. Andre video. I haven't watched something on Instagram for 5 minutes in forever."
Yeah. It was like it's the only thing in the last year and a half that I've not scrolled past because it was that good.
Just talk us a little bit about that, like behind the scenes, everything.
How did that happen?
Yeah, how did it happen?
Yeah.
It's that credit to the DP World Tour. I mean, you guys see it a lot more than most Americans do, but they are so good at content. They have so many guys on staff that are absolutely brilliant. They get the game. They're so good at video and storytelling. So they had the idea. They had the concept. Jack Sutton, who's a producer over there, I love that guy so much. I did my honeymoon in London and hung out with him like 4 times in 2 weeks. I just love that guy. He reached out with the influencer training idea, had Hannah in mind when they were coming up with that idea. So he asked if we wanted to jump in and write it, and I could co-direct with him a little bit. Hannah would obviously be the lead and crush that. So, yeah, we jumped in right before Christmas. We had a couple weeks to figure it out.
Wow.
Hannah wrote most of it, which is super fun. Then we'd have a couple calls to give some notes and change some things. Then went over there and had an absolute blast for about a week. It was. I love that it was so spread out because we worked with so many pros that it was like, you get Podrick for 30 minutes here. The next day you get Minwoo for an hour. Like, it was just kind of spread out. So we had time to make everything really good.
That was kind of like when we first saw it, like from our sort of standpoint, like getting tour pros is obviously quite difficult, and like, you know, to see you got like, you know, Tommy Fleetwood, then Minwoo Lee, then you know, like to see all that was just like, what the, like, this is amazing, you know.
Yeah.
But you two are like DP World Tour and Andre, like it's just for me that's like
it feels like
perfect.
Yeah, so such an easy relationship to put you guys and them guys together. So it came out really good. Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, if I get an email from them, it's a yes. I told them that, which I shouldn't have. I was like, I'm not even, before I get to budget or what we're doing, it's just a yes.
Yeah.
And you spilled some beans on the Minwoo rap. Now everyone thought it was Minwoo. I thought it was Minwoo. I thought that they had got him to record a rap.
Yeah.
In fact, it was the one and only Aaron Chewning doing his best Australian impression. Talk us through writing bars for Minwoo.
Yeah, so that it was in our heads. All the entire crew would walk around the whole time going, "My name is Minwoo Lee." We'd all say it. But yeah, I had this idea. You know, we're talking about how to get big on the internet. Obviously, Kendrick Drake, big story this year. Like, diss tracks are in. It'd be very funny. Initially, I wrote those lines immediately just as throwaway lines, but they're so stupid and they work so well that we just kept them, never tweaked the lines. Sent it off to his people, and rightfully so. They're like, he's not going to rap. I'm like, you're right.
Sorry, yeah. I don't know why I even thought of something like that might happen. Yeah.
So we had this backup idea that we posted on our page. That was all the nicknames that he has, and so that was going to be the main scene.
Yeah.
But right before we shot with him, I went into a storage closet with Hannah, and I was like, let's just record this rap. So recorded it on this computer. You know, didn't have the good mic. I just like put my lips to the little mic right here.
Yeah.
And did those couple lines. Be like, hey, let's play it for him, and maybe he thinks it's funny, and we can just pretend that he did it. And he liked it. He was down for it. We didn't know if it was going to get cut once it, got back to his team. But yeah, it worked well. I didn't know they were going to use it afterwards. I was like, I could have re-recorded it so it sounded.
Yeah, let me get into a real studio with WizKid and Ryan Tedder and make this good.
For sure, we make it a banger. And then we ran into Minwoo at Pebble Beach, and the first thing he said was, he's like, so many people have asked me about the rap. I don't have the heart to tell them. So he's lying too. He's keeping it going. He's like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. That.
Until he has to perform on stage like McElroy, and he suddenly can't rap.
Yeah.
And they're like, and you'll have to ghost rap behind the curtain somewhere,
back.
won't you?
Yep.
And were any of them a pain in the ass, or were they all lovely?
They truly were all lovely.
Yeah, that's great.
Matt Wallace and Paul Waring, two guys we weren't as familiar with, just we don't see as much of them over here. I love them. I love them so much.
Right.
Like Matt on the range, warming up next to John Rahm on tournament day, and he just calls us over. He's like, come on. And we're just talking to him as he's hitting balls. And we're like, these guys are wonderful.
Yeah,
we truly loved everybody we worked with.
Yeah, you didn't expect them to be great, but Paul Waring stuff was so funny.
He added so much of that.
Man, really?
I've got 3 bars.
Yeah.
That was all him. So they truly, everybody like leaned in and had fun, added a lot to it. Padre improv so much of what he said.
Yeah. Kieran's been on the filming shoot with Podrick Harrington. He's hilarious.
He's just like, he is just amazing for content in terms of like, you'll just get him on a subject and then he'll just go and he'll just do whatever. It's brilliant. Yeah, he's great.
Absolutely. Yeah, his manager or agent, I don't know, was trying to pull him away after he had to do other stuff, and he just kept talking to us.
Just kept going. Yeah,
we're getting in trouble because you're so nice.
He loves it. Yeah. It's the Irish. It's the Irish in him. He does. Yeah. He's here for a good time.
Yeah, that's great.
For sure.
I love that.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, people who you don't necessarily relate to being, to wanting to be on camera for a long period of time. You have also filmed with the greatest golfer in the history of existence, Mr. Tiger Woods. How on when it went up?
Still remember it. Yeah.
When it went up, we were all like, "Oh my god, that's great! That's a great green screen," or like, "That's really good. They've faked that really well," or "The cuts are really good." I can't remember what we're saying, but we were like, "Oh my god, it's such a great fake." And then you're in the same shot, and we're like, "Oh, I don't know how
Yeah.
that happens. Explain the connection and then the shoot and what was it like?
So that started, that was 3 months in to us launching. So still trying to figure out what was going on. How do we make money? Like, what is this business we just started? And we got an email from Fuel Films, production company based in Atlanta, on behalf of Bridgestone and led with, do you want to film with Tiger? And we thought it was fake. Oh, we're like, this is, you get so many spam emails.
Yeah.
We're in golf. Like,
we
here
get Tiger offers like every week.
Was that literally the heading? Was that the heading? It was.
I think it said Bridgestone content shoot or something, and it was like, hey, we have a shoot with Tiger Woods. Do you want to be in it?
Wow.
It was something like that, and it, I was like, I'll hop on a call. I don't know what's going on, and then it, Bridgestone was on the wall behind him, and I was like, oh shoot, this is real.
No way.
It's crazy. And Adam, the marketing dude at Bridgestone, who's brilliant, had the idea for it, and it didn't matter if we hated the idea. We were going to do it.
Yeah.
Tiger, I was like,
yeah.
whatever. Tiger can hit us in the shin with the driver. That's
You know what? Would have gone viral. Would have been
sure.
great. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Let's do it. I don't care.
Yeah, let's do it.
And so we joined that shoot and worked with Tiger and Fred Couples and Jason Day, and it was just a total whirlwind of. I cried in the bathtub that morning, which is pretty cool. Not just because of Tiger, but just it was all of it landing for me.
Yeah, their credit card was paid off on that day as well. Yeah. Then
it wasn't. But yeah, it was this is working. We had this idea, we did it. I think we've changed our lives at this point. So it was so cool.
Just for our social content, just quickly, can you just pretend that you're in the bath so that I can put you in the bath in the reel I'm about to make about this?
Sure.
After, yeah. Oh my god, I've got
the bathtub just overflowing. Bathtub overflowing is water and tears. It's just. It's like that Paddington.
Oh my god, we'll clip with that one. We'll write that one down.
We're clipping that. That's amazing.
Oh my god.
But shooting with Tiger, he was wonderful. Just walked right up to us, shook our hand. Super personable, down for it. Doesn't love remembering lines, which is always
right. Yeah.
Like we kept breaking it up, and it was so broken up that in my head I was like, this edit could be interesting. Putting together one line in different takes. But yeah, between takes, you'd come walk over, stand next to us, chop it up.
Oh my god, he stood next to you.
Stood next to us, made him laugh a couple times.
No,
it was wild.
Do you know who else was famously not a fan of remembering lines and doing more than one take? Was Frank Sinatra.
Really?
What?
Yeah. Have you ever seen the original Ocean's 11?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason that they all agreed to do it was because the production company would pay for them to all be residents in Vegas for 6 months while they were filming it. And they didn't want to shoot the film. They just wanted to go on stage and sing and get drunk and, party.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm going to do each line once. And if you don't like it, then you'll have to chop that scene from the film.
Wow, no way. I got to go back and watch it.
There's a really good documentary about them making that. I'll send it to you afterwards, but that's just what it reminded me of. That's the level. That's Tiger Woods and Frank Sinatra are on the same.
Tiger was down. He did as many times as we wanted. He was just struggling with, which makes sense. He's not an actor. He's not.
Yeah. But ask him to hit the fairway from 280 yards away. He can do that every time.
He's got it for sure.
Now the other thing that went a bit mad recently, well, actually this year, last year it went a bit mad, was the Bryson over the house hole-in-one attempt. And everyone was doing a version of it on the internet, right? I'm going to hit one over my parents' house, or I'm going to hit one over my clubhouse, my clubhouse or my car or whatever it was. And then your one came up and I thought, oh no, they've put one out and it's just going to be Aaron trying for weeks and weeks and weeks to hit it over his house. And I was like, oh, this is the first thing they've done, which is not going to be a hit. Because they haven't thought this through. And then I watched the next 30 seconds and I was like, oh, God, I'm an idiot.
You should have known by now. 2 years in, you should know.
I'd just like to make an announcement. I am dumb.
We don't do anything genuine. Get out of here.
God, it was so good. Like,
thank you.
It was exactly what everyone was thinking. And it just needed someone to do it really well. And you did it perfectly.
For sure. I mean, obviously, Bryson, being Bryson, he's not going to hit his house. But every time you watch it, you're like, what if he scolded one just right into that glass aquarium?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's the timeless golf jokes that most of our content is. It's like, when your friend says drop a ball with you or relatable stuff, but we're trying to be more topical with stuff. We want it to be like Saturday Night Live, where if something big happens in the golf world, we want people to think, how are they going to parody it, or what's their take going to be?
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for the St. Andre take on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to do. That's part of getting this office, that we can be in the room together, so when things happen, we can just hit the gas.
React to
Go
it.
out and shoot.
Yeah, so as soon as that happened, it took over, the golf world, but also just social media. We're like, we have to do something. Always looking for ways to tee Hannah up to be funny
Hilarious.
and insane.
Funny,
and I was like, I'm just going to, let's CGI a ball into this house and come out and destroy me. And that's what she did. It hurt. It hurt a lot.
God, it was so
Pathetic
great.
Doughboy, I'm pretty sure she called me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. And like thinking forward to this year and the future for you, like what's the future hold for you?
We're kind of holding it all with open hands a little bit. Like, we know how to do short form. We love doing that. That's always going to be our bread and butter. We put out some YouTube content that I think is really solid. We're just not consistent with it. We haven't really found our lane.
Yeah.
Love doing the match stuff here and there with trying to make it, funny, still brand friendly. Like, we're trying to figure out our identity in that space. That's going to be a big priority for me, is bigger and better on YouTube and figuring out what our angle is. But doing what we do with our backgrounds, loving the filmmaking side of it, we're always thinking, what does a pilot look like? What does a feature look like? So we've had a lot of fun conversations, and that's something that excites us. So we'll see. I don't know if that's in golf or just kind of our team.
Have you got any ideas that you can share with us that you haven't told anyone else? What pilots and what stuff are you thinking of? Because we want to know, and our listeners want to know before it comes out.
Nothing really.
Liar.
We want to share. Yeah. There's I want to see what is the hangover for a guy's golf trip.
Right. Got you.
Which it's so ripe for it. It's a group of guys go over to Scotland, whatever.
Yeah.
They get mixed up with the Scottish mob. I don't know, something.
The other one I've thought is a Ted Lasso for a golf club.
Ted Lasso for a golf club.
A guy who has managed a corporate office or
course.
something. Takes on a full golf course, a golf club, and he's got to deal with members and green staff, and that could be fun. And then you do like a Brit to America or America to Britain, or same as
or even like different parts. Like a corporate bro in New York. His dad dies and he had ownership.
His dad dies straight away. Yeah, of course, his dad dies. That makes sense.
We love dads dying. It's just something to kick off.
Oh my God, cut that
out. Leave it in. Clip it.
Clip it.
Oh my God.
I don't know. So there's a lot of stories.
Yeah, there's obviously going to be loads of great stuff coming out. Aside from, the world of creation of content and stuff, me and Kieran, I joined a golf club very, very recently. Kieran's been a member, and we had a session the other day where we were just hitting balls and thinking about, like, what do I want to do this year in golf? Like, I want to break 90 regularly. I want to birdie every hole at my new golf club. Kieran wants to win. What are your, aside from content, golf-related goals for the year?
Ooh, great question. I just joined a club for the first time. I'm very excited about it.
Great work. Well done.
Thank you. That's January 1st, and I was gone all of January. So now I'm here. I played Thursday, Friday. I'm playing tomorrow. I'm so excited about it. I'm very excited to just play regularly and get a lot more consistent. I feel like I was a lot better a year and a half ago than I am now. I was consistently shooting in the high 70s, and now I'm kind of all over the place, where I'll shoot 88 or 80, just kind of very inconsistent. Went to TPI. I know y'all have talked a lot about TPI recently.
Yeah.
And they were kind enough to send me a driver and a 5-wood, so that's changing some things.
Yeah.
It's been fun. I felt the
Although I don't know if I
change
don't
in a positive direction.
I was saying to Kieran that when we went and shot your stuff, I kind of was expecting you not to be as good as you were. I was like, well, these guys are hilarious. There's no way that they're hilarious, fun to hang out with, and good at golf. Like those, they're not allowed to happen. So when you hit the ball on the first tee, I was ready to go, okay, it's going to be a long day. But it was long and straight down the middle. So I don't know if you needed help with the driver.
Yeah. That I appreciate that. That's sometimes when I'm feeling sad, I go back and watch that video just to hear Peter go, partner. when I do that, like it felt so good. I need to make it my ringtone. Partner. he couldn't hide his surprise either, which felt good and bad at the same time.
Yeah.
So I just want to be more consistent. I want to be hovering right around 80, and then I'll go from there in the next coming years if I can lower the handicap.
You going to play in some club competitions this year?
I don't know. Competitions scare me. Yeah. I played that 1 year in high school, and I realized like competitive golf is not for me. It's way too tough, intense. Yeah. So I'm sure I'll figure something out. They have a big game on Friday where everyone plays like a skins game, and it seems more lax and fun. So I will dip my toes into it slowly, but I gotta make sure I still like playing.
You gotta still enjoy it. You gotta recognize that it's not your job. Your job is to kind of mock the stereotypes and make people laugh and create.
Be relatable and not great at golf.
Yeah,
so that's nice. It's a nice.
It's not your job to be good at golf. That's professional golfers' jobs to be good at golf.
For sure. What are y'all's handicaps?
Well, technically I don't have one, but like 15-ish.
Yeah, yours is like 15 a month 4. So. Yeah,
okay.
But again,
I knew you were good. Yeah.
But again, I'm sort of like I was sort of shooting similar to you in terms of like the high 70s or sort of mid to high 70s, and I played a couple of weeks ago and was in the mid 80s to up to that. So it's like I've got a lot of work to do. We were playing in the sim. I was like, we need to go to work.
This is gonna be a long.
We need to go to work.
A long 3 months.
Been there.
So, like if we were assessing our games, like. You obviously filmed with Pete, back in, when was it, November sort of time?
When was
November
it?
time? I think it was around
August.
August. August, of course, because it was for the East Lake, wasn't it?
Tour Championship,
That was probably the peak of his game at that sort of time. But like, what's your assessment on Pete's game?
I mean, you can't ask me that. I'm blown away by everything he does.
Yeah, but we want you to shred him, if that's all right.
If there was
I don't know how I could. Yeah. I got nothing. No, I do not stand for any Peter Finch slander of any kind, golf or otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't know. He destroyed Kayla and Alexis, who were pros.
Yeah.
And I just got to watch it. So I don't know. It was all fascinating to me.
The problem is that he plays really well, and this has always been his problem, that he plays really, really well on other people's channels.
Yeah.
And then when it comes down to, I don't know if it's pressure or he's thinking about the thumbnail or the title or how it's going to translate, or is Kieran stood in the right place, or am I walking across or has Mick got I wonder if he just cannot do it on our channel to the level that we know he can regularly. So he has done it.
Yeah, he has done it, but he's normally done it on other people's channels.
It just gets in his head.
You've got like Ultimate Pete as well, because he had just played in
just been the Creator Classic.
At the Creator Classic, he had just played really, really well in that.
Yeah.
Joel Damon loved him. Everyone was singing his praises about how well he played. He had a couple of little dodgy holes around, the middle of the round, but, he was in peak form. Mm-hmm. We kind of wanted you to roast him so that we could, motivate him going into the new Quest for the Open series.
I got nothing. I don't know. He's so good at golf, and he is wonderful. I mean, what's y'all's roast of him? Pretend this isn't going on the internet. What's your worst? What do you hate about Peter Finch as a man and also working for him?
Oh my God!
Just for his golf game, for me, the putting, it's got to change. The putting, but
how is it got to change?
I don't know. I don't know if he's like. I don't know. I genuinely actually don't know if it might be his green reading. I don't know. Maybe it's the aim point that might need to go. I don't know.
My thing is that he's never consistent on the greens. He's like, for the first 4 holes, he'll just do it by eye. And then he's like, I'm going to aim point the next 3. And then he's like, I'm going to change grip for the next 5. And then he's like, he doesn't stick to something long enough to optimize it on the greens, particularly. My problem with him is that he lets his brain get in the way.
The mental side.
His mental game, if he just, and it's very easy to, we can all spectate and quarterback from behind the camera. But if he thought about his golf game the way he thinks about Murph,
The dog,
his dog, like it's just joy. It's great joy. And even when Murph messes something up, he's like, "Oh, Murph, you're such a lemon. Do you want a pork pie? Should we go for a walk?" Like he doesn't punish Murph because he loves Murph. He punishes himself, which tells me that he doesn't love himself around a golf course, which is really hard to watch. And because we're trying to hold a camera, right? We can't also say to him, "Dude, like take 30 more seconds. Let's get out of the mindset that we're in." We're not his caddies, and he's technically our boss. So we can't say to him that kind of thing for fear of, "Will you shut up? We're filming a video." Like, so I hate that he treats himself badly when things don't go the way that he wants them to. Because they can never go exactly the way you want them to. Otherwise,
he needs the Murph mindset.
He does.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And he's like Murph on the ball. And then he just like, if he gets annoyed, just look at the ball and then there he is.
Maybe not on the ball because he has to hit the ball really hard. Maybe like on the glove.
Yeah.
Maybe like a pit, like be more Murph. Like on the glove.
Yeah, that's Darla. That's Darla Beth right there.
Oh.
Look at that idiot.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
That's such a good point. I'm just thinking about, I get so mad. I'm like, just imagine Darla's here. You know?
Yeah.
Can't be mad anymore.
Would I speak to my cat the way I speak to myself? Absolutely not.
No,
I would not. I would be
I'd be
lovely.
put in jail.
Yeah.
Animal cruelty.
Can I just ask, Darla, is that Finding Nemo by any chance? Like
The
Finding
name?
Yeah. Where did you get the
No,
name?
it's from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh my God, Lauren
her.
is going to love this. My wife Lauren is obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She's finished it.
My wife has an entire TikTok channel about Buffy.
Okay,
Breaking
cool.
down
Well,
scenes and stuff.
we'll share notes after
Yeah,
this. Lauren finished the final episode of all of it for the 8th time. She just starts it again when she finishes it.
Like
She goes round and round.
like friends,
She goes
like
round and round
people's
and round.
friends.
She goes round and round again.
It never ends.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh God, yeah. I didn't think we were going to talk about Buffy.
No,
on this podcast, but we have done.
So other than his golf side, do you reckon we could get Pete on like for a skit maybe? Like, because that's some of the things he's quite
hell
good at.
yeah.
Oh, dude, he's great. He's great at the kind of the acting side of the golf game. So let's shop some ideas right now for Peter Finch, Innocent Andre sketch.
Yeah, okay. So we did the Scottish Open, obviously leaned hard into Scottish culture, got roasted a little bit for insensitivities. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it was like white on white racism. That's fine.
Yeah.
With Braveheart and stuff and kills, and they're like, all right, this is a little dumb. But that's fine.
Yeah.
So
You're
haven't done
American. They
anything-
expect that of you,
It's fine. So I feel like we could do some James Bond type stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine getting a transfusion and he asks for shaken, not stirred from
Yes.
the beverage cart. That's pretty funny.
Yes.
That's good.
I like that.
And Pete
So,
does
like,
have a history of
golfing
playing
with
James
Brits.
Bond.
I like this.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. The intro y'all put together is so good.
Yeah, it's a good little precursor to what's coming.
I'm excited.
He's about to be announced as James Bond, so that's quite exciting.
That's going to be so bad for cinema and the world as a whole.
That would be awful.
Especially right on the heels of what Henry Cavill's audition
literally.
going viral.
Yeah.
Then
That's what I was just
Then
about to
it's,
say.
then it's Peter Finch.
Piers Brosnan and Daniel Craig, Peter Finch.
You're right, love. How you doing?
Shaken, not stirred. Not stirred, love.
Oh my God.
So yeah, there's got to be some.
yeah,
you get paired up with an Englishman and some fun stuff there.
Yeah, definitely.
That could be good.
Yeah.
I can see him being very good at that kind of, we have tried it in the past and we've done little bits of it, skitty stuff, inside videos before, and he is very good at it. His problem is that he struggles to take things seriously.
Yeah, like to actually develop the character.
Yeah,
sort of thing,
to be a character is tough for him.
Yeah, the
So-
backstory, the
Exactly.
method acting
Yeah,
side
you
of
gotta-
it, yeah,
you gotta
which we
catch
do
him-
all the time.
You got to catch him on the right day.
Yeah, we're very serious on set and take our craft very seriously.
Yeah, we know, we see it. We see the results of that.
Yeah.
Hilarity.
But yeah, I think that's great. I think, we get a hot dog at the turn and he gets beans and toast or like
Great. It's
mashed dirt or whatever y'all eat. I don't know.
Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash is great. What's wrong with beans on
That's great.
toast?
I don't know.
Have you ever had beans on toast?
I have.
Where did you have it? Did you make it
At a
yourself?
hotel breakfast.
Okay.
I like, beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine.
But that's all. That's what it is. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah,
we
it's
don't.
nothing.
We don't imagine. This is a newsflash. We don't imagine beans on toast to be like fancy food. Like that's
For
like
sure.
that's like I'm about to get paid. Oh look, there's two ends of the bread that we finished, and there's a tin of beans that's half finished. I'll put it together.
Totally. I'm not. Listen, I'm fat and y'all aren't. Like, you win this round. Okay. Look at this. This is my breakfast. I haven't eaten yet. It's icing and
What is that?
It's a cheese Danish. I'm gonna die at 50.
Wait,
So-
cheese in the middle and then ice in.
It's like cream cheese. It's like a.
That can't
croissant.
decide whether it's savory or sweet. That's a real
Yeah,
problem.
That's cool. I love that.
So beans on toast. I get it. You're gonna live to be 80 and you're gonna be happy and healthy and it's whatever.
Speaking of dying early, you made us go to Waffle House.
Yeah. Waffle House rips.
It doesn't. It rips a hole in my heart because it's terrible.
I should have realized y'all's your palate wasn't as advanced as ours. What did you get?
So we both had waffles.
An all-star special? Okay.
We did. Pete got the All-Star Special because you recommended it.
Yeah, that's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and everything was terrible.
All right, that's a cultural difference, my friend. I think everyone here loves it.
And so's beans on toast. So there we go.
That's true.
Consider it defended.
I will keep my Waffle House. You keep your toast beans.
You're like your soggy bread with sauce and beans on it.
That's good business for me. I'm fine with it.
I'm trying to think of how to get to the next segment there.
Okay, yeah. So we play a segue game on our podcast where you try and segue from what you've been talking about into the next subject, which is TGL and Atlanta Drive. So we're going to try and go from beans on toast to TGL and Atlanta Drive.
Okay, let's think.
I have a perfect way, but I don't know.
Go on, hit me.
I can't say it.
Go on. Do it. I dare you.
No, I can't.
Speaking-
We've done like a. I used to back in the day do like a little like rap. It was like beans on toast. Don't want to boast. Own the place. You better tear it in my face. Dropping those beats, those sizzling rhymes. You want to know my genre? It's grime.
Bars.
There you go. And TGL, Atlanta Drive.
And TGL. Yeah, now we're at TGL.
TGL,
Well done.
Atlanta Drive. What do you think? What do you think?
I'm having a blast with it. I think it's very fun.
I didn't know you could rap. Sorry.
Yeah, you're still calibrating. I get that.
What the hell was that?
It was just back in the day, you know what I mean? We just used to.
So hold on. I'm currently with two undeniably very rhythmic rap artists,
White rappers.
who fly under the radar. This is a real problem. I didn't know that this was going to happen today.
Yeah, mixtape. We need to do.
Exactly,
we got Dev
yeah.
Boys out there doing rap songs. Eric Lottery. We just need to start a golf rap mixtape.
Okay.
We need to do it.
And
we need to do it.
Peter Finch is going to be in it,
There you go.
rapping about beans on toast that he ate at TGL.
Boom.
There we go.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah, so we saw you in loads of promo stuff for Atlanta Drive.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a big Atlanta guy, so that makes sense, and that's where you guys are. But, it's been a little bit odd for us because it's not on at the right time for us to watch
Yeah.
it. So it's a little bit strange. But talk to us from your perspective. Like, you're enjoying it. How does it feel in the room? Talk us through it.
I haven't seen a match in the room. We went down to the SoFi Center in December to kind of hit some shots and experience the actual gameplay a little bit, which was very, very fun and mind-blowing. Reading putts is so hard because of the studio lights coming from every direction.
Yeah.
So it always amazes me when they hit some solid putts and make putts. It's wild. I'm having a blast with it. I think it was so smart to do it on Monday and Tuesdays in January and February because there's nothing going on over here. It's college basketball. It's the only thing on ESPN, and they got ESPN2. Just slide it over there, whatever. There's been glimpses of greatness. I feel like it's been okay at times. Overall, it's been fun and just a good have on in the background. And every once in a while, you're like, oh, if it's this the whole time, they're cooking.
Yeah.
Jupiter Boston match.
Yeah.
Staying, tight. A lot of fist pumps. Tom Kim being a blast. When it fires on all cylinders, it's so good. And I think they're gonna keep making tweaks, and it's gonna get better. So I think it's starting in a solid spot.
Yeah.
As guys lean in, they need the guys to lean in.
Yeah, we've been saying that. When the players start to care, it'll start to translate.
For sure. Like Colin Morikawa hitting that shot, doing the dance. That's fun. Yeah. It's goofy. Billy Horschel doing the dirty bird.
Yeah.
Got my Falcons on right here.
Yeah, well done.
It was so silly and fun. He's great for the league. He's great for Atlanta because he's so competitive.
Yeah, talk us through your team. Talk us through your team. Do you like your team?
I do. I think we're, not the flashiest for sure. We might be we're beans on toasting a little bit. It's like, I think it's just going to be there forever. And we're, it's palatable. You got the flashy guys, you got the Waffle Houses, and that might taste good for a minute, but then you're going to brains out. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sorry.
We'll beep you out. It'll be fine.
Okay, my bad. And I think we're doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff with like analytics and whatnot that I think our team deeply cares, which is really fun. I bet we'll win. I think we win season 1 of TGL. I'll say it right now. Yeah. I think we've unlocked some things that the league isn't ready for. Like they're doing backroom crunching numbers, analytics, future gen stats.
Wow. I love this.
Yeah, that's great.
Patrick Cantlay, he's under the radar. He's not the flashy dude for sure, but I think he's
he's like
mind,
the guy in Moneyball
situation.
The guy in Moneyball.
Exactly. The Jonah Hill and Moneyball.
Yes. Moneyball.
We love that film. Yeah.
So we'll be in contention. I think we have a sneaky, really good team. Lucas Glover, again, he's not.
Yeah.
Let him cook. He's not flashy.
No. He can't rap.
But he's just been damn good forever.
Yeah.
And so we have those guys. Cantlay's been top 10 for the last 7 years.
Solid,
I don't know. So it's a fun team that I think we're gonna make a splash in year 1.
Yeah, I was having a look at Atlanta's next fixtures. You've got the Bay, I think, and LA coming up as well. So that two sort of
same day on Monday. Next Monday.
Yeah, is it good? So what, they're just going to play back to back? Is it
there's 3 matches next Monday.
Right, okay, that's cool.
Wow.
That's cool.
Federal holiday over here, so no one's working, and it's 3 matches.
Nice.
So we have the first 2, 1, 4, and 7 p.m.
Yes.
So we might be able to catch if you wake up really early, you might be able to catch the second match.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. Well, no, it'll be...
So 1 o'clock, it'd be 6 p.m.
Prime time for us. That's prime time. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
6 p.m. and 9 p.m. for you guys.
That's great. Yeah.
Perfect. I can
He is
watch
in bed.
I can watch the first one and then I'll be in bed.
He is in bed by 8 o'clock. So
I have a lot of energy to prepare. Yeah. That's why they invented Sky Plus, so that you could, or other TV recording establishments are available.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because we don't have an affiliation with them.
But yeah, no, good. No, it's cool. I'm always interested to sort of hear what the guys over the pond sort of viewers of it, because for us it is a little bit, we always have to kind of watch it on catch up, so it's really hard to get into it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I really like it.
Yeah, I think you're quite right in that as soon as the players start to care about winning or losing, we'll start to care about them winning or losing.
Which is exactly what Atlanta seemed to be.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's a $9 million purse, so I think when the playoffs come around, guys will really lock in. And even, people say it's going to get people into the game. I don't know about all that, but just having it on and my wife kind of walking through the room and being like, wait, what is this? So much more interested than, on a green grass golf course. Just being so wait, that thing spins? She kind of locked in, which in my head I was like, all right, this is interesting. It's going to be on at bars and people are going to say, wait, what is this?
Yeah.
And then they might be like, hey, I love Tom Kim now. Or, it might actually get some people.
Kevin Kistner. I really like how he blades it out of the bunker.
Sure, for sure. Oh, he almost killed a guy? That's exciting.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never seen that on a golf course before.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his.
But yeah, it is we're trying not to judge it too hard because obviously we've only seen the first few, but it's the same kind of thing that we said at the beginning of, when Live launched, is that like, yes, it has some problems, but eventually in 10 years time, when there's some sort of history about, this team has won it, or, this player has never played well again, there'll start to be those stories that will start to come out, and hopefully it'll start to mean a bit more to them and thereby mean a bit more to us. Speaking about the history of, let's see what I did there. Teed myself up. That's how you do it.
Yeah, that was good.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
all right.
Please don't taste him on a boost.
Correct. Yeah. Speaking of a history of victory and really caring about the outcomes, how come you support Arsenal?
Oh, I love Arsenal so much.
Yeah, because I support Arsenal as well. Kieran supports Man United.
Yeah, not going great so far.
So we could roast or we could boast.
Yeah, I feel like you don't even exist right now, so I don't need to say anything.
That's fine. You two have a conversation between the
Sure. I feel like it's just mean at this point. We can't hurt you any more than you're already hurting.
Yeah.
So how I got into it, my brother-in-law has loved Arsenal forever. I think his dad did. So he started dating my sister when I was in middle school, when I was, 12 or 13?
Yep.
Also playing FIFA.
Classic.
Yeah, I mean, you play FIFA, you got Theo Walcott, just fast as hell.
Yeah, he's like 98 pace or
96
something.
pace,
96,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
For sure. So he was just watching games, got me into it. Also, I did not care about soccer, football at all growing up. And then our high school teams, our girls won state when I was a senior, and our guys were runners-up. So our whole school, we didn't have football, smaller school, so we rallied around. We didn't have American football. We rallied around the teams, went to every game, and just I got really into the tactics, and I understood it for the first time while I was watching Arsenal. But I got into Arsenal right after. I truly think when I became a fan was the year after we won the league last. So I've seen a couple FA Cups.
Congratulations, you've selected the worst time to become a fan of Arsenal.
Just bleak. Yeah. So Wenger, I was always like, I know he's done some great things, but I'm seeing really bad stuff for years. So, yeah.
Aaron Chewning was Wenger out. You heard it here first.
The last couple years for sure. I feel like I've served my time, to become a real fan. I've watched
You've been to the Emirates
so
now?
many bad games. Went to the Emirates. I went on a tour a couple years ago, but it didn't line up. There wasn't a game there.
On Aaron's honeymoon, he planned it so that he could go to the Emirates and watch Arsenal play.
Yeah.
That's the only
one
of the only reason they came to London.
This is starting to become a theme. I cried.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No bathtub.
Could you cry for us at the Emirates as well, so we can put that in? Just pretend you're watching Arsenal and then tears.
Forever. Something like that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, it was the best. The only, there's so many scams out there aimed at Americans because it's hard to get tickets to games. So the only tickets I knew were legit through friends who knew a guy over there were the super hospitality areas. That's you get in 3 hours early. There's a 5-course meal. You stay 3 hours after the game.
Yeah.
They were.
You meet players? Did you meet players or all ex-players?
No.
No, damn it.
No, nothing.
Bergkamp didn't roll up and
Wow.
yeah,
They were $700 a piece. Again, this is not a flex. That it hurt me. I don't throw that money around. But
Do
it was
you know
honeymoon.
for both those tickets, you could join your golf club.
Yeah, well, you could join yours. So yeah.
Painful. But I had to. I was like,
Yeah, you
I
gotta-
cannot risk going over there and me showing up at the gate and they're like, this isn't a real ticket, and then I
Yeah.
would die.
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
absolutely die.
Yeah. Great.
But
Real
yeah,
tears.
I am a massive fan. Watch every game. The timing, I love it.
Yeah, so
'cause
that's the
it's
timing
usually-
thing. That's where that link comes. Is that you're obviously watching Arsenal at the weird time of the day, and we're watching TGL at a weird time of the day.
But it's usually perfect. It's like 10 a.m. On a Saturday. So I have all of my Saturday. I usually watch it in bed and then go do whatever we want on a Saturday. We love it.
Works out nicely.
Yeah, it's perfect. But,
Excellent.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't get a striker. It hurts me. But Arteta's the guy. We'll win it.
I
We'll
was
win it.
actually looking at the table. So you're 6 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand. So but you never know. Honestly, you never know.
Until it's
You never know.
mathematically impossible, I will not give up hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a few months.
Yeah, you got 3 months, and
We're only dealing with injuries to our most productive player, our fastest player, our player with the best assists, our player with the
Yeah, we got it. We're good.
Liverpool lost to Plymouth yesterday.
They did.
They're going to be. That's going to be.
So we have hope in our hearts
Do you know what I
because if Liverpool fail, everyone else celebrates, and we know, and everyone knows that. Right, we're going to finish up. Speaking of failure, we're going to finish up with something that we do on a regular basis here on the Rough Cut Golf Podcast, which is called Guess the Player, which is a kind of clue-based golf game where normally Pete, Kieran and Jacob compete against each other over one hole of clues to see how quickly they can guess a golfer. Right, so clue number 1 is shot number 1. Clue number 2 is shot number 2. It's a par 4. If you get it in 4, you got par. If you get it in 5, you got bogey.
Okay, great.
Ready to go? You're playing against Kieran and you're playing against everyone in the comments as well.
Okay.
Okay, Kieran has a atrocious record.
I'm probably the best person to play with this.
Okay, good.
Kieran has an atrocious record, so you should have an advantage over him because you don't have the scar tissue of previous failure.
So just don't tell us.
Yes, so this is how it works.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Because
I
he would have just said it out loud.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
Yeah. So in your mind, or if you've got pen and paper, that also works.
Sure.
Or in your notes on your computer, that also works for us as well.
Look at my pens.
Oh God! And that's some Andre branded.
Wow.
Well, my mom made that and gave it to me for Christmas.
Oh my God.
Cute.
Ms. Tuning is the
All right, I
best.
got a little receipt.
Excellent. Okay, so you'll write down the golfer that you think it is after each clue, and then at the end we'll reveal how you did versus Kieran. Okay, Kieran's also going to write his down somewhere.
Am I gonna? I haven't got any. I'll keep it. Yeah,
You'll keep it.
I promise you.
Keep it in your head.
Yeah.
Okay, ready. Here we go. Clue number 1, shot number 1. I don't intend for you to get it here, but if you do, you're a genius. This player was born on March 17th and never turned professional. This player was born on March 17th and never turned professional. Kieran is baffled already.
What?
Yeah, so don't tell us who you're writing down.
I feel like Aaron would be really good at this.
Write it down and fold it. Write it down. And if you're playing in the comments, also don't cheat and scroll ahead and find out who it is. And be safe if you're playing while driving.
Wait, why do I have to fold it? What are you talking about?
Oh, when we're here,
he doesn't have
we make them fold it so that they don't look at each other's answers.
Okay.
However, you're in another country.
And no one's around. Yeah.
So it matters less.
Okay.
Kieran has very few spies available in your office.
Yeah.
So
no cameras there. I've got a name, but it's definitely not right.
Okay, here we go. Shot number 2. This player has a total of 9 PGA Tour wins to his name, including 2 in the year that he retired. At 28, today's golfer was diagnosed with a rare spinal disease, which forced him to retire from golf. This player has a total of 9 PGA Tour wins to his name, including 2 in the year he retired. At 28, today's golfer was diagnosed with a rare spinal disease, which forced him to retire from golf. Kieran is baffled.
Kieran's going through it right now.
He is.
Have you got it?
Write your names down.
I don't think I have it. Never turned pro. You said.
Never. That's what baffles me.
I think I only know one very famous.
Oh, I didn't say it would be a very famous golfer. And normally these are topical.
Well, this game sucks if we don't know who it is.
Yeah, it's my mate Steve. He loves beans on toast.
I don't think this is right.
Oh, that's
And then,
Steve.
and then your second
Steve.
guess.
So that was. Yeah,
That's your second
2,
guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's 2.
Okay. And did you? Who did you have for 1? No one.
No, nowhere near that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Shot number 3. That's not the right one. Where is it? Here we go. Shot number 3. This man was the first man. No, hold on. A part-time golfer. Today's player held a full-time job as a lawyer throughout his part-time golfing career. A part-time golfer. Today's player held a full-time job as a lawyer throughout his part-time golfing career. Have you written names for clues 2 and 3? Or are you sticking
just
with
one, because nothing is changed.
Okay, yeah, so you're not changing your name.
So,
Okay, great. Yeah. So he's either going to go a hole in one or is really going to be bad for him.
I feel like
Oh my God, what a great guess. I love that. I'm not telling you whether it's right or wrong, but that is a good guess. I like it.
He said topical, which kind of helps.
Oh, you're writing down another
Time
name?
Period. I did, just to throw out a last name. It's wrong. but-
Okay, so the last name you write will be the name that I take. So if
I still like my first guess, leave
correct,
it.
just leave it.
Okay, got it.
All right?
Yep.
Shot number 4, and this is your tap in for par. If you don't get it here, you're going to be over par for the hole. Shot number 4. He was the first man to achieve the Grand Slam, winning all 4 majors. However, things were a bit different back then. He was the first man to achieve the Grand Slam, winning all 4 majors. And if you're listening, I'm doing the like bunny ears, inverted commas. However, things were a little bit different back then.
I'll try this.
I wish that every time we played this, I could see who you're writing down. God, I think we need to implement. What TV show is it? You might be able to tell me this. Where they write their clue, they write their answer down, they press the button, and it comes out like below their table, so you can see what they've written. Maybe it's Big Fat Quiz of the Year.
I'm not
Anyway,
sure.
they write it, and then so that's what I want. I want to be able to see. Have you written a name, or have you kept your original?
I kept my original.
Oh my God, he's going to get a hole in one.
This is hard.
Has anyone gotten a hole in one?
Huh?
Has anyone gotten a hole in one?
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Pete's got it a fair few times. People in the comments got it loads. Like
People in the comments get it like every week.
Yeah.
Or,
Got it,
which is
okay.
what I think happens, they scroll forward and...
Yeah, they could lie. You know,
Yeah, of course they can. Yeah. Come and do it live. Yeah?
do it under the lights.
Yeah, if you're so brave, just be on the podcast.
Bring your biro and your little scrap of paper and come and do it in front of everyone else. Here we go. Shot number 5, and this is your bogey. Sahith Theegala followed in this man's footsteps by calling a penalty on himself during a major tournament. Sahith's cost him $2.9 million. Our player's honesty cost him the US Open title in 1925. Sahith Theegala followed in this man's footsteps by calling a penalty on himself during a major
Tour
tournament.
Championship, right? When is the Tour Championship? Or no?
Sahith's was at the Tour Championship, yeah.
Yeah.
The word major is not capitalized. It just means large.
Got it.
Sahith's cost him $2.9 million at the Tour Championship. Our player's honesty cost him the US Open title in 1925. So your 2 previous ones are utter garbage, but I love them.
Yeah. They're garbage.
Here they are. This is your bogey. Come on. Let's have a name. Oh. Okay. Have you stuck with your first guess? Yes. Here we go.
If you get this.
So double bogey is the worst you can do. So I'm not going to keep going forever. If
Okay,
you
great.
haven't got it now, you're going to be 2 over for the hole. Today's golfer, Atlanta legend of the game. Today's golfer is none other than Robert Tyre Bobby Jones.
Did you write that? Oh my God!
Well done.
What?
Double for Kieran and a hole in one for Atlanta's own Aaron Chewning.
Wow.
So yes, never turned pro. He was a lawyer.
That's what I knew.
Yeah.
That's the only one I knew that's never turned pro, and everyone knows. So I was like,
Yeah, okay. So he was born March 17th, 1902 or 1982 or something, 1892.
Right.
Never turned pro. He had 9 PGA Tour wins, all as an amateur. And the reason he retired was because he had a rare spinal disease. He won 2 majors in 1930 in his last year of playing golf. And he once called a shot penalty on himself in the US Open in the final round, which cost him the tournament. And Sahith did the same thing at the Tour Championship.
Wow. Just the
Yeah,
coldest.
Kieran, you never had a chance.
I never had a chance.
My grandfather is named Tyre Watson after Bobby Jones, I think. And the golf club I just joined was his childhood club, Bobby Jones.
God.
So
Yeah, so it was kind
We
of,
know Bobby
kind of a
Jones.
setup. It was kind of a
Yeah.
setup. I'm not going to lie.
Just the receipt
sure.
straight in there. That is just amazing.
In your face. Yeah, the research was not deep, to be honest, because so famous that all the facts came straight to me straight away, and I knew who I was going to pick because I knew Aaron had Atlanta affiliations. You should have thought of that.
That's what I was thinking. Topical, like,
and then like golf courses that we went to and loved.
yeah,
Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones, yeah.
So
Yeah, East Lake. Yeah.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Well done,
sir.
Mick. Well done, Aaron. Well done.
And if you're playing in the comments and you beat Aaron, you can't have because he got it in.
You can't.
You can't beat.
No.
What does the rest of today look like, Aaron?
You know, calls. I'm starting this big old gallery wall over here.
Oh, yeah.
Love this.
That's a Japanese poster of Caddyshack.
Sick.
Got a lot of fun art to hang up. So just getting the studio set up and gonna play some golf tomorrow. So
Brilliant.
should be a good
Wonderful.
week.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to have you on, and we cannot wait to see you again because you're one of our favorite people in the world.
100%.
Wow, thank you so much. I love you guys and Peter so much.
Yeah.
Truly.
He's a good egg. And we're gonna definitely make sure we film some stuff this year.
We gotta, especially
have
with we have partners in common now.
Yeah.
With Johnny O. Like we gotta get together.
Yeah, have to do
Definitely.
something.
Definitely.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
you
Thanks
so
everyone
much.
for watching. Thank Aaron in the comments. Go and subscribe to them on Instagram. Go and subscribe to them on YouTube. We'll put the link somewhere so you can find it. Anything else you need to plug, Aaron?
No, go get some beans on toast. It's really good.
Yeah, go and buy some beans and toast. You'll like it. Trust us. It's really good.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. See you later.
Cheers.